you ever thought about eliminating gluten from your diet? Most people would answer like I would have. Nope. Especially as a teenager, who would think about changing their entire diet? Well, I didn't until I was forced to and diagnosed with celiac disease. I was super unhappy about this diet change because I thought I couldn't eat all of the same foods that I used to before, like pastas and pizza, and soon I discovered that I could still eat all of those things. Because since it's becoming a huge fad right now, so many more people are becoming aware of this and are trying this new form of diet. So that's causing businesses and manufacturers to produce more of these types of foods, as you will see in my first topic. So not only could I eat everything that I did before, but as you will hear in my second topic, it also left me significantly more energized. Wheat and gluten can also be very addictive to the body, which is why we tend to go back at the dinner table for more homemade cookies or pastas or pizza. And so by eating gluten-free, you will eat in better moderation, which will be discussed in my third topic. This diet has led me to eat more like 5 smaller meals a day instead of 3 larger meals a day. So first, in my first topic, you will discover how and why gluten-free foods are so much more easily accessible and why this huge fad is coming about just now. So, according to Carolyn Cedarquist, a recently published article on BistroMD, the gluten-free diet has become way more popular. The reason research is suggesting is because of the number of diagnoses between celiacs and gluten sensitivity. As a result, a lot more people are becoming aware of what gluten is and what that diet consists of. Grocery stores have begun to line up their shelves, and some even create their own departments just for gluten-free foods. And although a lot of brands, it's a bit more expensive of a lifestyle, but many dietitians are recommending that it's worth it. Mark Sisson, a blogger on Huffington Post, wrote a great piece on September 5th in 2013. Sisson described how many disagree on the controversial topic. A large majority of people who eat gluten believe that it was an essential part of their diet. Well, whether people believe in the gluten-free diet or disagree, the statistics show that Google searches for gluten have skyrocketed, and the number of searches for celiac has plateaued over the past few months. Because of this rapid spread of word, a lot more marketers have taken advantage of the market to increase their revenue and business and have created a lot more gluten-free foods, which is why it's becoming a lot more convenient for people. So as I just covered in my first topic, there's been a lot of controversial topics about whether or not it's a good diet to try or not if you don't have celiac. But this overblown fad has really brought a lot more awareness to the topic and has brought a lot more revenue to businesses. Nevertheless, eating gluten-free is a lot more convenient now. Do you feel bloated or sluggish after you eat a whole pizza or keep going back for seconds? Well, with all the recent talk about this new fad, you should have also heard that changing to this lifestyle can make you much more energized and boost your mood. So my second topic, eating gluten-free will leave you way more energized. So I recently started my gluten-free journey, and I've already noticed huge differences. I changed my lifestyle to gluten-free diet just recently because I was diagnosed with celiac disease. And although I wasn't doing it on my own, even though I was forced to, I've already felt so much better, and I'm so happy that I was able to try this new diet. I personally recommend it for anyone to try, whether or not you have celiac or gluten sensitivity, because I have heard so many supporting issues on the topic. I've barely had any symptoms with the upset. I've had a little bit of an upset tummy, but I've barely had any of the other symptoms, and I never would have found it if the doctors hadn't done a random test on me. So I've also learned that it's really boosted my energy. I've performed way better as an athlete. I've felt extremely healthy, and I've even lost a few pounds. And I felt like I've been in an overall better mood. An eco store in California had written a PDF that I found online in 2012, and it discussed the top 10 reasons that people should go gluten-free. Although gluten can be a good source of nutrients when consumed in just little bits and pieces, it actually can be pretty harmful to the body. When you go gluten-free, you eliminate a lot of the types of foods that have those harmful chemicals inside of them, and you replace them with a lot more substance like fruits and vegetables. Gluten is also an inflammatory response, so when it's consumed, it makes the small intestine inflamed, which also can wear away the lining and cause absorption problems when you eat the healthy foods like fruits and vegetables. This diet also improves feeling good and energy levels. This article, one thing that says in the article is when gluten triggers a response, your joints are likely to become a lot more achy. You may find that eating gluten-free diet improves your joint health and can even reduce arthritis. It also stabilizes the blood sugar and spreads out your energy and sustains you over a longer period of time. So in my second topic, it proved that this diet can really boost energy levels. And gluten can also be pretty harmful on the body and can wear away the small intestine. And I've learned through personal experience that it's really boosted my mood and energy levels. Eating gluten-free leaves you feeling a lot more energized. So not only will you be able to run faster on the basketball court, but you will also greet your colleagues with a happier, brighter smile. But you could also possibly slim down a few bit if you engage in the diet correctly. Which leads me to my third topic. Eating gluten-free can regulate proper food intake. In an article by Chris Gooners, captured in 6 great points about the harmful effects of gluten on the body, is in an article of authoritynutrition.com. One of the reasons that Gooners gave was to why gluten could be considered bad for you. The reason that gluten can be considered bad for you is because wheat is highly addictive. Many people get those unnatural cravings for gluten, that's why we go and eat a lot of cookies and pastas and pizzas. This either results in random binging at non-meal times or a very large meal that consists mainly of gluten, like lots of breads. And although this is not a proven study, Gooners describes that the process of which gluten is broken down is to things called peptides, which are called gluten exorphins. This is like an unnatural type of peptide for the body to consume, and actually it activates receptors in the brain. And some have come to believe that these peptides can find their way to the bloodstream, which after the small intestine has been worn away a little bit. And eventually this can make its way to the brain, and that's what causes the addiction. Eventually, a variety of research circles have said that wheat is one of the most addictive foods right behind sugar. Therefore, people probably consume more than is essential. A very nice controversial article was published by Karen Ansel, who is an RD, and it described the good ways that gluten-free lifestyle benefits instead of harms, and it was written on November 6th. Mark DeMoe, who is an MD, is the director of gastroenterology and nutrition at the Adult Celiac Disease Program at Rush University Medical Center in Chicago, and he gives his input. There is nothing magical about a gluten-free diet that's going to help you lose weight. Basically, the choice to go gluten-free going gluten-free doesn't make you lose weight, but the choice of it helps you because it helps you eat in moderation. It strictly gives you certain foods that you can eat and certain foods that you can't eat, and therefore it limits and gives you far fewer choices. It's also beneficial because you don't overeat. From my personal experience, I have noticed that I'm always full just by eating a gluten-free meal. I'm never sitting back in my chair saying, oh, I ate way too much, which used to be a common occurrence for me. Instead, if I eat a good healthy meal at noon, I realize that I'm a little bit hungry towards 4 o'clock, which then I sit down and I eat a small healthy snack, like some grapes or some carrots and ranch, and this is what helps me eat which helps me eat the 5 smaller meals a day instead of the 3 larger meals a day, which will help increase your metabolism and help you snack less throughout the day. So another important health benefit was just covered in that final topic that I just talked about, how gluten can be broken down and that's what causes the addiction and leads it to the brain. Well, instead of overeating and feeling cruddy and bloated, eating a gluten-free diet can help you feeling energized, and it helps you regulate your food intake. So although many people believe that gluten-free lifestyle isn't for everyone, I'm here to tell you why it's beneficial. A gluten-free diet can be harmful if it's not executed properly. I agree with that. And so let's review some of the positive aspects mentioned earlier in my speech. I encourage everyone that if you haven't done so already, take 10 minutes out of your leisure time and just search for gluten-free diets so you can learn more about them. Be an information seeker and educate yourself a little. I'm going to propose a challenge. I want to see who's mentally tough out there and can try the gluten-free diet for 30 days, because I guarantee that you will feel exceptionally better than you do at this very moment. You'll have a better attitude by the end of it. You'll be so much more energized, and if you do it the proper way, you can possibly even shed a few pounds. The better you look, the more confident you feel with yourself, and the more likely you are to succeed. Eating gluten-free is a healthier lifestyle. This was discussed previously by my 3 main points. 1, eating gluten-free is more convenient now. 2, eating gluten-free leaves you feeling more energized. And 3, eating gluten-free regulates proper food intake. Thank you.